Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. Man in One. Practice of swallowing the starry sky technique exposed, crossing a people's republic and becoming the strongest alien in the future, the junior brother of the heavenly master Zhang Zhiwei. Zhang Lintian realized that he was a waste in cultivation, so he decided to lie flat, eat, drink and have fun every day, walk his dog and fight chickens, which made his master so angry. Unexpectedly, the Devouring Starry Sky System descended and threw him into the Devouring Starry Sky World, experiencing various time and space. Countless years later, he became the ruler of the universe and returned to his starting point. At this moment, the mysterious golden light shines on the earth. Expose the strongest combination in the alien world. All 4 wild individuals, temporary workers everywhere, 30.6 thieves from Jia Shen, and 10 old people have been exposed. These future powerhouses have shocked the world. Can Wang Ai, this runny-nosed worm, become one of the top 10? How strong is Zhang Zhiwei? Create 8 miracles. However, the shock still lies ahead. The strongest person in history, Zhang Lintian, practiced the Swallowing Starry Sky Technique, the Lord of the Universe, and can reverse time and spaceFeilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Returning to one person. You are listening at novel full.audio. Unexpectedly came back. On the vacant land behind Longhu Mountain. Zhang Lintian's face appeared somewhat complicated, and his mouth was murmuring to himself. The familiar and unfamiliar scenery around me brings back memories of the past one by one. Upon waking up, Zhang Lintian traveled to the world of the Republic of China in under one person. Becoming the junior brother of Zhang Huai and Zhang Zhiwei. His master, of course, is the famous Longhu Mountain Heavenly Master in the martial arts world, Zhang Jingqing and Zhang Daochang. As a traveler, Zhang Lintian dares to guarantee that his determination and aspirations are not inferior to those of other travelers. In addition, from an ordinary world to a world where strength is paramount and various strange people and skills emerge endlessly. Zhang Lintian practiced even harder, hoping that one day he would also become famous in the martial arts world and become a trendsetter in the era. After practicing, Zhang Lintian was stunned to find that his talent was mediocre. Not to mention being compared to my senior brother Zhang Zhiwei, I can't even compare to the newly recruited foolish disciple Wang Ai from Longhu Mountain. The progress of cultivation is also truly touching. After careful consideration, Zhang Lintian decided to lie flat. Anyway, I have tried my best too. Talent is something that those who have studied should understand. No, it's really not possible. So he let nature take its course and practiced. Thinking about it, just wander around like this. I am also a Taoist from Longhu Mountain to some extent, and my strength is still very impressive compared to ordinary people. Moreover, as it is currently the period of the Republic of China, it will not be long before foreign enemies will invade. When the time comes, go down the mountain to kill the devils and get a good reputation. After finishing, I will continue to live well for a while, and as time goes on, I will move on to a new era in the future. I have also become an old senior, and it's enough to enjoy a peaceful old age. As for his senior brother Zhang Huai, he led 30.6 thieves to carry out the Jia Shen rebellion. Zhang Lintian is too lazy to even think about it. Becoming an immortal is naturally something that everyone hopes for. But with my inferior level of strength, although I have mastered the direction of things. But if it really gets mixed up, Xiaoming may get mixed up and disappear. Just Zhang Lintian's clear and open-minded behavior. But it really makes the Heavenly Master anxious. Old Master also never expected that he, as the leader of Dragon and Tiger Mountain, would be one of the most powerful in the martial arts world. But unfortunately, he found a disciple who was just waiting to die. Zhang Lintian. In this chaotic era, if you don't cultivate well, how can you protect yourself in the future? What the master said is naturally not wrong. But Zhang Lintian is also well aware that in this world, even if you really work hard to cultivate. But facing those geniuses who have become too talented, not doing well is also the result of being cruelly killed by others. My own talent is not good, why bother struggling with poverty? But on that day, Zhang Lintian lay flat as usual. The sound bound by the system suddenly activates. Swallow the Starry Sky System. The system provided Zhang Lintian with all the cultivation techniques and resources in the world of swallowing the starry sky. And he also released a mission, directly sending him into the universe that devours the stars and experiencing life and death in various time and space. Things happened too quickly. Zhang Lin was still lying flat in the sky for a second, and the next second he was sent to the edge of life and death. With the help of the system, coupled with the dangerous situation. Now Zhang Lintian dare not lie down anymore. Hard work and perseverance, coupled with cheating. Finally. Apprentice level, planetary level, stellar level, cosmic level, domain master level, realm master level, immortal level, military master level, marquis level, king level, venerable level until the end, with the help of the system and his unremitting efforts, Zhang Lintian finally became the master of the universe. And just as Zhang Lintian was thinking, at least he was also one of the top beings in the world. As long as we don't leave the original universe, no one can harm us anymore. When preparing to continue lying flat, the old six in the system actually told himself that his experience had ended. From another time and space, he was pulled back. Returned to the Dragon and Tiger Mountain at the time point before starting the training. Looking at the surrounding scenery. During his contemplation, Zhang Lintian's lips curled and a smile appeared. Before, Zhang Lintian was just an ordinary person, living by lying flat. So many things, he doesn't even want to, just doesn't get involved. Now that he has returned with unparalleled strength, his mentality has also undergone some changes. 36 Thieves. 8 wonderful skills come out. The Rebellion of Jia Shen. Island Invasion. The upcoming events floated one by one in Zhang Lintian's mind. These were originally unrelated to him. However, if you are poor, you will benefit yourself alone, and if you are successful, you will also benefit the world. Now Zhang Lintian doesn't mind, get involved in some things. Never mind, completely wipe out certain countries from the earth. Island country, Dongjin. In front of the large conference table, there were two seemingly unrelated rows of people sitting side by side. The left column is wearing a yellow military uniform. Although the appearance is serious, there is a uniform sanitary beard on the lips. But it makes the appearance of these people look very comical. The person on the other side looks even more abnormal. Not to mention the bizarre costumes, some people are drawing a pale picture and occasionally shaking their fan in their hands. Some people simply don't show their faces and use a mask to cover their facial features. But this group of people can already represent the top level of the island country. They are all the senior officers of the island country. And all the top non-human forces, yin-yang masters, Shintoism and other leaders in the folk. At this moment, sitting in front of the conference table, the Prime Minister of the island country, Inoue, spoke up. I believe everyone already knows why we are gathering everyone here this time, right? That's right. As he spoke, Inoue's face couldn't help but tremble with excitement. Our plan to rule Dongya is about to begin. As soon as these words were spoken, the eyes of the sitting stranger sparkled with brilliance. The officers all blushed with excitement. At present, our island nation has occupied the peninsula. Through the decision of the meeting, we will rely on the peninsula to enter the winter north. At the same time, we will have peace talks with local shamans and Baojiaxin. Attack all the way south from winter north. Until unifying the entire country of China. Integrate their resources, enslave all the people, and dominate the world for national development. As he spoke, Inoue's facial expression became even more trembling, and his emotions became even more passionate. And all of this, I have to rely on everyone sitting here. For us. For our island country. Everyone. Please. Inoue completely disregarded his position as Prime Minister and stood up directly to give the seat to everyone present. Both high-ranking military officers and ordinary people bowed deeply. A military officer couldn't help but stand up and shouted loudly, waving his teeth and claws, "Take down the Kingdom of China. Enslave only that. Dominate the world." In this lifetime, the entire conference room became lively. Dominate the world. Long live the island nation. Long live your Majesty the Emperor. Chapter 2. Illusion comes, golden light suddenly appears. You are listening at novel full.audio. Huagua. Do island countries really dare to take the risk of the world's great injustice and attack and occupy our territory? In the elegant study, there came waves of noisy old people. The four major families represent the top powers of China. In the current period, almost all of the leading military, political, and business leaders in China come from these aristocratic families. The several elderly people who were clamoring in the study were the leaders of the four major families. It can be said that they have the majority of decision-making power over all major events in China today. The ambition of the Japanese pirates island country's wolves. They should have been annihilated earlier. Kong Lao patted the table and cursed in his mouth. At this moment, Mr. Song beside him spoke up, "The situation where island countries want to invade our territory is true, and they plan to invade Dongbei first." As he spoke, Mr. Song threw a stack of documents onto the table. The island people are ambitious and want to first occupy Dongbei to rely on, and then take over the entire country of China in one fell swoop. But their ideas are too childish. They actually want to unite with the outsiders from Dongbei to invade their territory together. The Dongbei immortal family refuses to unite and has already conveyed the message. As soon as these words were spoken, several elderly people frowned. It seems that the news of the island country's imminent invasion is indeed true. However, at present, China's strength is really weak and it is still an agricultural country. And Japan's military strength, in the Donya region, is somewhat formidable. If there really is a fight, I'm afraid Huagua is really in danger. For a moment, the brows of several elderly people from the four major families became increasingly furrowed. After much contemplation, Mr. Song spoke up, "Since the island country wants to unite with outsiders and take Dongbei in one fell swoop, we naturally cannot let their trickery succeed. If you ask me, in a few days it will be Grandpa Lu's birthday, and people from the alien world will all be present. We also took the opportunity to convene the alien realm through this incident and jointly discuss strategies to support Dongbei." As soon as these words were spoken, the other elderly people also nodded. Yes. Since their island country wants to take over Dongbei, we naturally cannot sit idly by. With the help of outsiders, the island country's plans will surely come to an end. At this moment, Mr. Song also spoke again. "Joining forces with outsiders to resist the invasion of Japanese pirates is naturally of utmost importance, and now that we are getting older, the younger generation of children have also reached the time to stand out. Now, it's also time for them to meet and get closer and closer." As soon as these words were spoken, people all nodded in agreement. Instead, under the consultation of several elderly people, this matter was settled. As Mr. Lu's birthday approached, people began to go back and prepare. Longhu Mountain. Zhiwei, this time Mr. Lu from the Lu family is celebrating his birthday, and my master is preparing to take you down the mountain to see the world together. As he spoke, old master didn't forget to glance at the young Zhang Zhiwei. "You kid, you're crazy every day." When we arrived at Mr. Lu's birthday banquet, we met the young elites in the alien world and saw if you were still crazy. To be honest, the heavenly master has long looked at his disciple Zhang Zhiwei. "I always look like I am the best in the world, and I feel a bit uncomfortable with my wild and boundless demeanor. I'm not satisfied, but I'm not satisfied. Old master, there's nothing he can do for his disciple. The reason behind this is still due to Zhang Zhiwei's natural talent, which is too incredible. In addition, with diligent cultivation, my strength has already surpassed others. Even if old master wanted to strike him, he couldn't find a suitable candidate for a while. The entire Dragon and Tiger Mountain, apart from his master and several other elders, really has no one to deal with him. This kid is naturally arrogant and boundless. However, the Heavenly Master heard that the younger generation of the Lu family, Lu Jin, was under the guidance of the Dang immortals world.All. The strength is also very impressive. This time, I happen to come down the mountain with Zhang Zhiwei and meet him. It's also good to hit my beloved disciple and show him what it means to have heaven and earth, and there are people outside. While the master and disciple were talking, the aerial anomaly rises sharply. A mysterious golden light suddenly appeared out of thin air and directly enveloped the entire sky. Looking at the scene in front of him, Zhang Zhiwei asked in surprise, "Master, what is the situation?" But seeing the old master shake his head, "I don't know, island country. Why does golden light appear in the sky? Has the heavenly emperor descended? Golden light envelopes the earth, enveloping the entire world." After a group of high-ranking military officers from the island country, as well as outsiders, saw this scene, everyone was also amazed, and the scene suddenly became chaotic. For major families. Old song, look at what's going on. The sudden appearance of golden light in the sky also made several elderly people who had just discussed countermeasures. The expression became surprised. Suddenly, something strange must have happened between heaven and earth. But the specific thing is unknown to the elderly. For a moment, I was just staring at the golden light in the sky and lost in thought. Dongbei immortal family. Isn't it true that a great demon has appeared in this strange world? Looking up at the sky, Grandpa Chang couldn't help but mutter to himself. Although he has lived for thousands of years, he has seen a lot of things. But this is the first time he has seen such a strange thing. For a moment it was also completely unclear what the reason was. We can only wait for things to develop and observe the situation afterwards. Wudong Mountain. Isn't it just a true saint appearing? Inside Wudong Mountain, the scene is filled with noise. The golden light in the sky is shining brightly, and in the eyes of some disciples, it may be an auspicious omen from heaven. At that time, Zhou Meng, who was still relatively young, also joined the ranks of his disciples. Looking at the golden light in the sky, my heart was also deeply moved. Lu Jia. This is. At this moment, the Lu family is decorating and preparing for Mr. Lu's birthday. The sudden appearance of the golden light also stunned Mr. Lu. On the side, young Lu Jin, who came home to celebrate the old man's birthday, also looked at the golden light in the sky and couldn't help but ask, "Grandpa, what's the situation?" But I saw Mr. Lu shaking his head and saying, "I don't know, the golden light covers the sky and earth, and this is also the first time I have seen such a strange thing." Tang Men. What's going on? The sky suddenly changed and Yang Lai, who was just practicing hidden weapons, also stopped at this moment. Sani Gate. Is this anomaly something that has changed between heaven and earth? Looking at the golden light in the sky, Zhuo was also filled with suspicion and doubt in his heart. But in the current situation, he can't do anything and can only wait for development. After seeing this golden light anomaly, what else can happen? Damn it, shouldn't this be? Looking at the golden light between heaven and earth, Zhang Lintian was not as shocked as others. But muttered to himself in his mouth, this situation. Shouldn't it also be like a popular novel from a previous life, making a gold medal, right? Chapter 3. The heavenly list was released, shocking everyone. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Just as Zhang Lintian was speculating in his heart. After the golden light, a screen-like object suddenly appeared in the void. And when Zhang Lintian saw the screen, his heart sank. Sure enough, let me guess correctly. Is this a miracle? The golden light spread throughout the heavens and earth, and such a stunning sight surprised even rootless beings. And just as he was wondering what exactly this was, I saw the golden light recede, and a huge screen appeared in the sky. Seeing this scene, Wu Gensheng was surprised again. Is it really a miracle? What is this square thing? And just as everyone was wondering what exactly this was, suddenly, lines of handwriting appeared on the screen. Golden list. Expose the strongest combination in the alien world. The rewards for those on the list will double their strength on the original basis. At the moment when the handwriting appeared, people were taken aback. Immediately, everyone understood what this meant. I also understand what this means. This means that the strong remain strong. The ones who could have made it to the list were the strong ones, but how can others catch up even after doubling their strength? For major families, it seems like this is really a miracle. The strongest combination in the alien world, the strength of those on the list can be directly doubled. I don't know if our people can make it to the list. Looking at the handwriting appearing in the sky, several elderly members of the four major families finally understood what the situation was. Although I don't know who did this miracle and what its purpose is. But this is a real miracle, definitely beyond doubt. As long as you make it to the list, your strength can double again. If someone can make it to the list, wouldn't it be invincible in the world? Wudong Mountain. Is it necessary to be the strongest alien combination to be on the list and enhance one's strength? The strongest combination is already the strongest. If their strength doubles after being listed, wouldn't they already be invincible? Looking at the handwriting in the sky, the disciples of Wudong Mountain couldn't help but discuss. If you insist on a combination, I don't know if it's in time to create one now. Dongbei Immortal Family. Combination. The handwriting on the golden list surprised Chang Sanye's heart. But instead, it's a bit overjoyed. The strongest combination on the list can double their strength. I don't know if the two immortal families, Husan Tainai and Husan Tainai, can be considered a combination. If we really calculate, then with the strength of both of them, they will definitely be able to make it to the list. Island Country. Double the strength of the strongest combination. Looking at the handwriting in the sky, Prime Minister Inoue couldn't help but get excited again. This is indeed a miracle. And it is also a miracle sent by heaven to help their island nation and dominate the world. When it comes to the strongest combination, the exotic people from their island country love to form a combination the most. My strength is absolutely beyond words. The invasion of Dongbei is imminent, and there may be a big war. The miracle suddenly appeared, and now we want to double the strength of the aliens in their island country. Sure enough. Heaven also helps the island country. Lu Jia. It's such a miracle, I don't know why it appeared at this moment. At this moment, Mr. Lu fully understood. It seems that the golden light in the sky is really a miracle. As long as you can make it on the list, you can double your strength. He was thinking to himself, should we also find a few people in his Lu family to form several groups? Combination. Where can I find a combination? Only the strongest combination in the alien world can double their strength on the list. This makes the lonely rootless person feel a bit unresponsive. Doubling one's strength is naturally what everyone wants. Rootless growth is no exception. But when it comes to pairing, Genshin no Mickey realized that there was really no suitable person around him to form a combination with. Why don't you go elsewhere and find a few powerful aliens to form a group? I don't know if it's still in time. Tangmen. Can the strongest combination make it to the gold list? After understanding the rules, Yang Lai was still training just now. At this point, I feel a bit headache. I don't know if their entire Tang clan can be considered a combination. If it doesn't count, then it's not good. I don't know exactly what this miracle is, only a combination can be nominated for the gold medal. Isn't this a problem for people? They're not even prepared. In terms of strength, they naturally have it. But the combination. As is well known, the Tang clan is known for using hidden weapons for assassination. I have always been alone and never combined with others. But now the situation is different, just in case. It seems better to form a group as soon as possible. After careful consideration, Wang Ai definitely approached his master and discussed with the current Tangmen sect leader. Should we also put together a few combinations? Longhu Mountain. Master. It's really a miracle. Look. The strongest combination in the alien world, the strength of those on the list has doubled. Zhang Zhiwei said excitedly. At this moment, even the Heavenly Master, looking at the golden list in the sky, couldn't help but ponder in his heart. Only the strongest is not enough, it must be the strongest combination to make it on the list. Do you want to find a group of people to combine? Or could he form a group for these immature disciples? For example, let Zhang Zhiwei, who is crazy about internal competition, form a combination with Zhang Lintian, who is always slacking off. Call it the genius waste group. Or the curling and lying flat group. Putting aside their strength for now, on the other hand, my two disciples are definitely the strongest genius waste group in this world. Who can be more genius than Zhang Zhiwei? Who can be more useless than Zhang Lintian? Or could Zhang Zhiwei and Zhang Huai also form a group? Is it called the combination of arrogance and cowardice like a mouse? Not to mention, these two disciples still have some strength. If the strongest combination only examines the younger generation, these two may actually make it to the list. Thinking of this, old master couldn't help but feel a headache. What kind of apprentices have I taken in here? Those with good talent are crazy, those with poor talent are just useless, and there is also a big ear that is timid and hides all day long. None of these disciples can make old master worry-free. Can you stop being so extreme and give me some more comprehensive apprentices? Looking at the handwriting on the gold list. In Zhang Lintian's heart, there was an impulse to roast. It seems that I am really a chosen traveler. The system, time travel, and even this gold medal have all caught me off guard. Having only experienced so much, looking at the golden list in front of him at this moment, Zhang Lintian's heart is very calm. Even with the strength cultivated in the universe at present. He even had some doubts in his heart. If I can also make it to the gold list, does it have the ability to double my strength? Chapter 4. Inventory of Alien Combination. All four crazy individuals. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The emergence of the golden list has attracted the attention of outsiders from all over the world. People are discussing it one after another, especially the current outsiders, who seem to be a bit impatient. Just wait for the golden ranking to come and see if you or your organization can have someone on the list. You should know that just being on the list can double your strength. Being the strongest combination in terms of strength, if one's strength doubles, wouldn't it be invincible? Master, do you think people from Longhu Mountain will appear on this gold list? The Heavenly Master Dao, nowadays, there are many masters in the world, how do I know if our Dragon and Tiger Mountain can make it on the list? Big Ear Zhang Huai is also standing next to the old master of Longhu Mountain at this moment. As soon as the golden list arrived, he noticed something unusual and quickly came to his master's side. For a moment, the master and disciple were all staring at the golden chart in the sky and falling into their trance. At this moment, under the anticipation of countless people, the golden light flowed on the screen of the gold list, and the original handwriting disappeared. Amidst the convergence of golden light, new handwriting appeared one after another. The strongest combination in the alien world has begun to be exposed, ranked fourth. All sex faction, all sex for madness. For major families. What? The ones on the list are actually those demons from Quanxing. As soon as the ranking on the gold list was announced, several senior members of the four major families were taken aback. But next, people were all shocked from the bottom of their hearts. Sitting on the chair, Mr. Song stood up directly, but in the end, he was also constantly surprised. The other elderly people also looked extremely shocked. Everyone didn't expect that the first to make the list would be the all-around faction in China. I didn't expect that Quanxing's strength would be so strong that someone could make it to the list. Chen Lao also pondered a sentence, why have I never heard of this name of all four madness? Chen's doubts are not unfounded. You should know that the combination that can make it to the gold list is the strongest combination in the world. How could the elders not know that there is such a high-level combination in the world of exotic people in China? But when Chen Lao said, isn't it that Quanxing has been hiding their strength before? Now that the miracle of the golden list has arrived, they can't hide it even if they want to. Upon hearing this, several elderly people nodded. The current situation is too complicated, and everyone can only guess everything at the moment. However, upon seeing the fourth ranking on the gold list, it turned out to be an outsider from their country of China. Several elderly members of the four major families also had thoughts. At present, the national situation is in crisis, and the island countries are joining forces with the alien world to invade Dongbei. I think we also need to find a way to lure the four wild individuals of the whole world to join forces with the island country's Japanese pirates. But the whole sex faction are all demons, look for their help. Anyway, they are also Chinese, and the blood flowing from their bodies is also Chinese. And if the island country really invades China at that time, it will definitely not be beneficial for their holistic faction. Lu Jia. Is it ranked fourth? It seems that this ranking is exposed from the back to the front. In addition to the all four mad combination, there are also three strongest combinations ahead. I really can't wait to know who the top-ranked combination is. At this moment, the Lu family was in great uproar, and Grandpa Lu Jin and the others gathered together, discussing together the things on the gold list. And for the first strongest combination to make it to the list, it turned out to be the case of the all-sex monster. At first, everyone was also shocked, but later they silently accepted it. Everyone in the Quanxing faction shouted and fought, but under the pursuit and interception of outsiders from all walks of life, they still made a living. The combination of strong individuals with such a level of strength, although unexpected, is also reasonable. I didn't expect that the one on the list would be a full-sex demon. Mr. Lu murmured and thought to himself about Charlie. Currently, the gold list has been exposed. Everyone also speculates that there may only be four of the strongest combinations in the world today. That is to say, the only combination that can double their strength is these four. It has to be said that the competitive pressure is really a bit too high. It seems that the probability of his Lu family being able to make it on the list has once again decreased significantly. Longhu Mountain. Surprisingly, it's Yang Zhu's all-encompassing faction. As soon as the ranking on the golden list was announced, Zhang Jingqing, the current heavenly master of Longhu Mountain, frowned directly. Upon seeing this, Zhang Zhiwei beside him spoke up, Master, why haven't I heard of this holistic school? At this time, Zhang Zhiwei was still too young and had not officially gone down the mountain to meet people from all walks of life in the alien world. So naturally, there is no knowledge of the holistic approach. But seeing Zhang Huai hiding all day, he even spoke up and explained, the all-sex demon faction, doing things as they please without any regard for morality, never expected them to be the first on the list. The heavenly master unexpectedly glanced at Zhang Huai, but he didn't expect his big-eared disciple to know everything. Then, when the heavenly master spoke up, all sex demons, inside are some evil and civilized individuals who commit evil deeds in the martial arts world. I didn't expect someone from them to be on the list. Speaking, the heavenly master became somewhat worried, if these few people make it to the list and their strength doubles, with their comprehensive style, the world will inevitably be in chaos. If there are no righteous individuals on the list, no one can really suppress them. The words of the Heavenly Master made the two disciples on the side also look worried. It's just a cult with a certain reputation in the martial arts world, but why have I never heard of their form madness in all aspects? The old celestial master said in confusion, it seems that these guys are hiding very deep. We need to investigate further in the future. Completeness. Ha ha ha. I didn't expect that on the ranking list there would be people from all of us. The name of this group is really amazing. It sounds very arrogant when you hear it. The nomination for the all-sex faction gold list has brought joy to all members of the all-sex faction. Although they are not on the list. But no matter what, they are all holistic people. When the time comes, if those righteous people come to suppress again. With this nomination on the gold list, the all-around 4 crazy players will soon double their strength. Make sure they have no return. After excitement, people suddenly realized that there seemed to be a little something wrong in some places. Then, the heterodox members of the all-sex faction were a bit confused. It's all-inclusive, right? It's all written on the gold list. But it seems that we don't have the combination of for madness in our whole nature. Although the Quanxing faction integrates people from all walks of life, the organization is also spread throughout China. Some people do not know each other. But the 4 wild individuals are already strong enough to make it to the 4th place on the gold chart. But this group of all-encompassing people, they have never heard of the name of all 4 sexual maniacs. What kind of situation is this? Is this gold list wrong? Chapter 5. For mad groups. The Quanxing faction is confused. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Island Country. Pop. Ba Jia Yalu. Suddenly throwing the ceramic cup to the ground, the island Prime Minister Inoue couldn't help but curse the street. Why aren't island countries on the list? Surprisingly, the only one on the list is the outsider over there. The Japanese pirates in the island country are inherently violent, and now Inoue has learned that not only are they from the island country on the list. Moreover, he was a stranger from the side of China where they were about to invade, and for a moment he couldn't hold his breath. Furthermore, as a major war is imminent, there will be several additional alien powerhouses on the Chinese side who will double their strength. I don't know how many difficulties this will cause for their island country's Dongya co-prosperity plan. Not just the Prime Minister of island countries. When an outsider from the island country learned about the 4th-ranked combination on the list. Surprisingly, these island foreigners were not so surprised when they turned out to be foreigners from all over China. Alien organizations have existed since ancient times. Shen Yuan, the strongest outsider in ancient China, dared to shake the existence of the heavens with the power of one person. Today, the servants also refer to Shen Yuan as their ancestor, known as the Yellow Emperor. This ethnic group, which has existed for thousands of years, is superior to other places in terms of the martial arts passed down from the alien world alone. It is only natural for their people to make it to the list. However, with the current trend of the world, the internal turmoil in China continues to accumulate poverty and weakness. Prime Minister Inoue simply saw that China's national conditions were not good, so he generalized and believed that China's outsiders were also weak. At this moment, Kawada, an outsider of the Yin-Yang master of the island country, spoke up, "Don't worry, Inoue. I have some knowledge about this whole sex faction." Upon hearing these words, Inoue was momentarily taken aback and almost couldn't help but curse loudly. The invasion of China is about to begin, and they have unexpectedly added such a strong combination. Can Watma not be in a hurry? However, Inoue still suppressed his emotions and spoke up, "Can you tell me what this whole thing is about?" Kawada didn't show any interest and directly said, "This Quanxing sect, even the evil sects of the Huagua sect, is also being shouted at by everyone in the foreign world of Huagua. They do things as they please, as long as they think they will, without any regard for morality or ethics. I think we can try to win over this all-encompassing faction and have them join our plan. Upon hearing these words, Inoue raised his eyebrows. You should know that those righteous and heretical people from China are very averse to the people of this archipelago. At that time, Inoue sent people more than once to try to win over foreigners from China and join their plan to invade China. But no matter what kind of temptation Inoue uses, most Chinese foreigners also sneer at it. It's harder for them to betray their country than to climb to the sky. But according to Kawaguchi, the comprehensiveness of this country seems to have a somewhat different meaning. If that's the case, then we really need to send someone to try and win over. I pondered on the well. But when Kawada said, it's not about giving it a try, but about being willing to do whatever it takes to bring the all-encompassing faction over. Their strength is already very strong, and now that they have the opportunity, their overall combination strength will double. If we can persuade them to come over, we don't know how much trouble our invasion plan will save. As soon as this sentence is spoken, Prime Minister Inoue of the island country was also persuaded. Okay. I'll arrange the best geisha in the island country now and try to contact the people of the all-sex faction first. After everything is arranged properly, a group of collaborators from the island country once again gathered together. My eyes were fixed on the golden chart in the sky. There are a total of 4 spots on the gold list, and currently China has taken up one of them. There are only 3 left now. I don't know if the island country can make it on the list. For a moment, Prime Minister Inoue of the island country and the other outsiders behind him. The expression became solemn. Although these island people's arrogance has reached its limit. But the ranking election on the gold list is a worry for the whole world. And you also need to be the strongest combination with these characteristics. Island people are not sure if anyone can make it to the list. Anyway, even if no one from their island country can make it to the list. As long as Huagua doesn't continue to make it on the list. Seini Gate. I didn't expect those on the list to be all sex demons. Zhuo Ruotong, the great prophet immortal of the Sanyi faction, was looking at the ranking on the gold list at that time. I also have a headache. The opportunity to make it to the gold list is simply too slim. He never thought that his disciples would also make it. But he never thought that the ones on the list were actually all sex demons. Now that all sex demons are on the list, they must be even more arrogant. In the future, I don't know what kind of cholera human activities to do. It seems that we need to contact other righteous individuals and eliminate this integrity as soon as possible. Wudong Mountain. Surprisingly, it's a holistic sect. How blind the heavens are. How could it be that Quanxing, these cultists, actually want the help of the miracle gold medal? Why haven't I ever heard of their names? A type of Taoist on Wudong Mountain, after everyone found out that the person on the list was actually a person from all evil sections. Everyone's reaction is also similar to that of other righteous individuals. Everyone has long lamented that the sky has no eyes. I secretly thought to myself that if the strength of the demon in this all-around sect were to be improved again, I don't know how many bad debts I will make in the future. I'm afraid there will be trouble in the future. And what these righteous people don't know is that although they are fighting against each other, the current members of the all-sex sect are all confused. Ha ha ha. Surprisingly, it's all for crazy. It seems that this gold ranking is not only limited to the current era, but even includes experts from the future era. I'm afraid those whole sex people are all confused now. Behind Longhu Mountain. Looking at the ranking on the gold list, Zhang Lintian couldn't help but laugh out loud. He didn't expect that the ranking on this gold list would actually rank the 4 crazy individuals in the future. You should know that in this era, the 4 maniacs of the whole sex may not have been born yet, right? The entire gold list is probably going to confuse everyone. However, the strength of the 4 Quang is indeed impressive, and when combined, they can almost kill Lu Jin. It's not surprising that they made it to the gold list. Just as Zhang Lintian was pondering to himself, the golden light of the sky's golden list flowed through. Once again dissipated, combined with new handwriting. The four madness of the whole nature. Intestinal poison. Do Mei. Scraping knife. Xia He. Root cause seedling. Shen Chong. Thunder smoke cannon. Gao Ning. The handwriting on the gold list once again circulated, and instead, there appeared more specific information about the four masters who were all crazy. But after these names and titles appeared, various sectors of China. Whether it is a righteous person or an evil sect. Everyone was confused because they had never heard of the name on it. If others are still limited, the most perplexing would be the holistic faction. Chapter 6. Who is this? I don't even know each other, it's difficult. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Completeness. I didn't expect that the fourth-ranked combination on this gold chart would actually appear in my all-sex faction. Yang Lan, the current head of all sex, saw that one of the strongest combinations was actually a person with all sex. Although he was shocked, he was not too excited. Regardless of whether it is a cult or not, Quanxing can indeed be called a major sect in the martial arts world. However, his position as the leader of Yang Lan is different from other righteous sections. Full fidelity, as you please. As long as it is what you want to do, you must do it, regardless of morality or other matters. Yang Lan was able to achieve the position of the overall leader by forcefully killing the previous leader. Yang Lan can use the method of killing the leader to replace his position. Others can naturally kill him as their leader. These few experts who have suddenly emerged from the top tier will have their strength doubled again after being nominated for the gold medal. If someone here covets his position as the leader, then Yang Lan is in danger. But although that's the case, it's not yet what Yang Lan is most concerned about. Is it true that all four individuals are crazy? Yang Lan is confused. He is the leader of all nature, and anyone wants to enter all nature. We all need his approval. Moreover, these four crazy combinations are powerful enough to make it to the top of the charts. Yang Lan couldn't have been unaware that there was still such a group of capable people under her command. But in fact, it's just that he doesn't know that there are still four masters under his own sect, the four prodignitaries of all sects. What exactly is this situation? Did the gold list go wrong? Just as Yang Lan and all the members of the Quanxing sect were wondering who this combination of Quanxings for madness was. The golden list is shining brightly. The names of the four appear out of thin air. The four madness of the whole nature. Intestinal poison. Do Mei. Scraping knife. Xia He. Root cause seedling. Shen Chong. Thunder smoke cannon. Gao Ning. This. Who are these people? I haven't heard of them all in the world. No, I wouldn't have added a fake completeness, would I? Lei Yen Pao Gao Ning. Among all of us, I only know one person named Lei de Pao, isn't it him? It's a ball. A while ago, Lei Cannon went out to rob and was killed by righteous people. Who are these people exactly? As soon as their names appear, all members of the Quanxing faction not only fail to understand the situation at all. The reason is also very simple, because everyone has never heard of the names of these people on the list. What exactly is this situation? Yang Lan also looked at the handwriting on the gold list, feeling puzzled in her heart. None of these so-called holistic disciples were known or seen by him. Of course, although it's unclear what the situation is. But currently, the gold list is still there. Isn't it the exposure gold list? Compared to the golden list, as long as they are present, they will continue to be exposed for their identities, backgrounds, and strength. At that time, one can naturally know the true identities of these people. Tang Men. Unexpectedly, there is a strong combination of all around factions who can make it to the gold medal. It's just that they have never heard of such names as intestinal poison or bone scraper. Looking at the handwriting on the gold list, Yang Lai, one of the Tang sect leaders at that time. I also secretly guessed in my heart. I can't believe that a sect like Quanxing, who is extremely reckless and free-spirited, can have such a deep scheming. How could such a strong combination hide it from the public? Is there any conspiracy here? I secretly speculated that one of the current rankings on the gold chart, the 4th place, has already been exposed. I don't know if any of the top 3 people from Tangmen can make it to the list. Longhu Mountain. It's strange, it's really strange. Looking at the sky's golden list, the old celestial master murmured in confusion. Master, what's wrong with you? Seeing his master like this, Zhang Zhiwei also asked in confusion. But seeing the heavenly master wave his hand, there are only those capable individuals from the all-sex faction, and I have fought against many of them before. But I have never heard of the names of these universal disciples on the gold list. I saw Zhang Huai speak up, Master, the golden list is not about the strongest in the world, but about the strongest combination that has been exposed. Perhaps the 4 people on this golden list are newly recruited members of all genders, so if you haven't heard of them, then you can explain it clearly. The heavenly master nodded and then spoke, intestinal piercing poison, bone scraping knife, root of calamity seedling, thunder smoke cannon. As the saying goes, wine is a poison that penetrates the intestines, color is a bone scraper, wealth is a seedling of misfortune, and qi is thunder, smoke, and cannon. These 4 people's names correspond to alcohol, lust, wealth, and energy, which are all things that ruin people's minds. Indeed, it is a holistic sect, and the name is so evil. The inventory of the old celestial master has piqued the interest of Zhang Zhiwei on the side. Does it ruin people's character? Those who can make it to the gold list are undoubtedly experts, and I don't know how strong they are. For major families. Wine, lust, wealth, and energy. I don't even believe that they are not members of the all-sex sect, as the name suggests. The exposure of the name of the all. Around 4 crazy combinations has once again sparked discussions among several elders from the 4 major families. Everyone is lamenting. This name truly deserves to be a disciple of the all-sex sect. Just a name can make people so disgusted. Do we really want to woo these people? Calm Lao spoke up and said, at first glance, these are people of crooked ways. Collaborate with them. Mr. Song interrupted, the invasion of foreign enemies will lead to the downfall of China. If these people of all genders really have a patriotic heart, how can we not unite with them? Furthermore, on the island side, the wolves' ambition and cunning are well known. Compared to them, they have now learned the name of the 4 mad men of all worlds. Anyway, we must take action. Even if we cannot win over these people, we must not let them be united by the island countries. Chen nodded in agreement, but then saw him say, Mr. Song's words make sense, but why haven't we all heard of these universal disciples on the gold list? Lu Jia. Have any of you heard of the names of these people on the gold list? Mr. Lu asked the children, women, and grandchildren next to him. The entire Lu family, except for the servants who do odd jobs. The rest are all extraordinary people who dominate the martial arts world. Although Mr. Lu is the head of the family, he doesn't care much about the urgent situation now. Seeing that I don't know these people, I directly ask the younger generation below. See if anyone can know this. But when Mr. Lu's words were spoken, the younger generation around him. They all looked embarrassed and began to ponder to themselves. They have never heard of the names of these people. Even if I want to say it, I have no way to start. Chapter 7. Future People. The ranking of the Golden List is not limited to. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Watching the reactions of the younger generation below, they all pondered and lowered their heads in silence. Mr. Lu doesn't even have to think about it, and he knows that every one of these people is clear. Who are these 4 people on the gold list? But this made Mr. Lu raise his eyebrows and feel a bit eerie in his heart. Speaking of which, Mr. Lu is already old and has not inquired about the world for many years. If given a ranking on the gold list, it is the strongest in the world. That old man Lu cannot be unrecognized. But the strongest combination in the world, the truly strong, has never been formed by anyone. Perhaps it is a combination of talented young people, and it is not impossible. So even if Mr. Lu doesn't recognize him, it's not surprising. But the younger generation below are different. They are all the pillars of the Lu family today. Spread all over the country, inquiring about intelligence information from various sources. If it weren't for Mr. Lu's longevity, we wouldn't have gathered so much together. With such strong strength, it is a comprehensive combination that can already make it to the gold list, and their names have already exploded. These younger generations in my family have never heard of it. This is somewhat suspicious. Because according to common sense, this is simply impossible. What Grandpa Lu didn't know was that not only was he kept in the dark about this matter. Even the current overall leader is completely at a loss to Master Zhang Ai. I'm not even sure what's going on. Originally, such a strange thing. Mr. Lu really wants to send the younger generation to investigate, but there is a gold list continuing to shine. He also dispelled this idea. Just staring at the golden list in the sky, wanting to see what kind of explanation he can provide. Dongbei immortal family. Things are really getting weirder and weirder. We have all replied to confirm, not to mention the completeness. I dare say that there are no such number 4 people in the entire country of China. But on the gold list, the names of these people were given, and the situation is really a bit strange. Upon hearing what Gray's second master said, Chang Sanyi beside him also furrowed his brows, unable to comprehend the mysteries of this golden list. Aren't the 4 crazy rankings given by the golden list people from this world? The 4 madness of the whole nature does not exist in this world, and anyone who talks about it may not believe it. I'm afraid even the sect leader Yang Lan wouldn't believe it. After all, that's what the golden list says, no matter what, the miracles on the golden list cannot deceive people. But if the words were spoken by Mr. Gray, then people can't help but not believe them. Dongbei immortal family, when it comes to intelligence, Gray Third Lord dares to say first, and no one dares to say second. Throughout China, there are mice from the Hui family everywhere. The matter of the golden list is enough for Gray's second lord to launch a nationwide investigation. But after the investigation, there is still no information given. So there is only one thing that can explain this, and that is, in this world, there really doesn't exist a few people who are all 4 crazy. The situation is really strange. Chang Sanyi spoke again, and Gray Er Yi also nodded. For a moment, both immortal families were silent. Turning to watching the golden list, I was mesmerized, waiting for it to be exposed again. Provide them with clarification. Island country. What is the situation? How could we not find the whereabouts of these people? Inoue spoke with a puzzled expression on his face. Just now, the handwriting on the gold list rotated. After the exposure of the basic information about the 4 maniacs of the whole sex, Inoue directly contacted and dispatched an intelligence team in China. Let them quickly find out the whereabouts of all these people, so that we can gather them early. But who knew that the feedback from the intelligence system turned out to be that there was no such person found? For a moment, Inoue was a bit confused and didn't know what to do. Then, he spoke up again and asked Kawada on the side, Chuantian, don't you have some understanding of the holistic faction in China? Have you heard of the names of these people? As soon as this sentence is spoken. But seeing Kawada also shaking his head in confusion, I have indeed conducted research on the comprehensiveness of China, and theoretically, I know all the strong ones in comprehensiveness. Just now, when the golden list gave me the title of the For Madness of Comprehensiveness, I thought this was a recent combination of strong individuals from all over the world. But I haven't heard of any of these universal disciples' names. It seems that I was mistaken just now. As soon as these words were spoken, people became even more puzzled. What exactly is the situation with this generalized for madness? After pondering for a moment, Inoue said, "Anyway, we need to find a way to contact these 4 experts. This time, there has really been a big mistake. I believe all the major sects have already been confused." Looking at the names of the 4 crazy individuals on the gold list, Zhang Lintian sighed again. You should know that this is the Republic of China, and there are still several decades before those few were born. And when they were born, it was already the future society. These 2 sides can't even fight each other. With such a mess on the gold list, I'm afraid many people will have to work in vain. Completeness. The title of "For Mad Men of All Sects" has exploded on the gold list, and even our group of all sects disciples have never heard of it. Are there any hidden masters around me? Was it intentionally arranged by the sect leader? So low-key, with such strict concealment and such strong strength, what kind of combination is there to integrate? If I had to say it, there's no need to join the whole sects. The people of the Quanxing sect are still discussing, and everyone is confused. On the side of sect leader Yang Lan, there were waves of confusion, completely unable to understand what the situation was. If only the name of the full sex combination had been revealed on the gold list just now. Yang Lan was still thinking to herself. Did those disciples secretly form a group without telling him? But now when the gold list exposes several people as names one by one, Yang Lan was directly blinded. Intestinal piercing poison, bone scraping knife, root of calamity seedlings, thunder smoke cannon. Are these disciples of all genders? Why haven't you even heard of them? This is really a strange thing that happens every year, especially this year. I am the leader of my own comprehensive sect, and surprisingly, there are still people I don't know in this comprehensive sect. If it's just a regular little karami, it's okay. How many strong people can make it to the gold list, can I still not know them? During her contemplation, An Lan also noticed a slight anomaly, feeling the strangeness of the ranking given by the golden list. But at this moment, everyone was puzzled. The handwriting on the gold list once again changed, instantly attracting everyone's attention. One of the 4 mad men of the whole world. Intestinal perforation poison. Do Mei, gender. Female, date of birth. 1972, strength. 4 stars, maximum of 6 stars. After the golden list provided the most basic information about Do Mei, people were still subconsciously discussing it at the beginning. But as you can see, after her date of birth, for a moment, people were all stunned. What is the situation? In 1972. Future people. Chapter 8. Intestinal poison. Do Mei. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Give me some flowers, monthly tickets, and evaluation tickets, and by the way, I'll go to the comments section and say, the book I posted today, before tomorrow evening, will go to chapter 20, and the day after tomorrow, I'll go straight to the 60,000 words. Longhu Mountain. Master, look. There's something wrong with Do Mei's date of birth. It's in the year AD, She hasn't been born yet. As soon as Do Mei's basic information appeared, everyone saw it, and her shocked attitude was even more evident. Zhang Huai's words are obviously a bit redundant, after all, although it is in the year of the AD. But in this era, people are still recognized by everyone. Do Mei was born in 1972 AD. There are still several decades left until now. The 4th ranked all 4 Zhang Quan on this gold list is actually a future person. Zhang Zhiwei also exclaimed in surprise. At this moment, the Heavenly Master also completely understood what the situation was. No wonder I don't know these whole sex people, I haven't even heard of them. It turns out they haven't been born yet. However, after understanding this matter, the old Celestial Master's expression noticeably deteriorated. Unexpectedly, the whole cult has not been eradicated by the righteous path for decades or even centuries to come. The words of the Heavenly Master are not very problematic. According to the gold list, Do Mei was born in 1972 AD. Even if she was just born, she joined the all-sex faction. So the all-encompassing faction still lingers in the world for decades again. However, according to the universal rule, Do Mei can only become an adult and possess extraordinary strength. Only then can we join. At that time, it may be 30 years later, or even 50 years later. Old Master Tian never expected that the cult of all nature could still survive for such a long time in the world. However, in this way, there is a bit of Old Master who can relax his vigilance. That is the four madness of all sects, all of whom are future people. She is several decades away from now, even if her strength doubles by then. It can't even affect the present, it can't break the balance between good and evil. Master, it seems that the ranking of this gold list is not limited to the present, but also includes the future. Lu Jia. I said that the strength of these four mad ones is so powerful, how can they not be known by the world? So these people haven't been born yet. Not only the masters and disciples of Longhu Mountain. After seeing the information on the gold list, the people of the Lu family also completely understood it. Mr. Lu sighed with emotion. He also didn't expect that the ranking on this gold list was not only limited to the present. Even the future powerhouses are included. In other words, the selection of the top performers on the gold list itself is within the scope of the entire world. And it also includes future powerhouses. The chances of his Lu family making it to the list are probably greatly reduced again. Thinking of this, Mr. Lu glanced at the young Lu Jin beside him. I also don't know about my grandson, the most outstanding young generation Lu Jin. Can we be strong enough to make it onto the list in the future? Or, are there any future descendants of the Lu family who can make it to the list? Dongbei immortal family. Sure enough. The all-around combination on the gold list is actually the future person. It seems that Mr. Chang's calculation is not wrong. These people are not from this world yet. Saini Gate. After many years of being whole, I still survive in this world. His disciples not only did not decline, but also produced powerful individuals who could make it to the gold list. How blind the heavens are. Assisting the king in his tyranny. After learning the news on the gold list, Swallowing finally couldn't hold his breath. He thought that these people on the gold list all existed in the current world. I just thought that as long as the gold list can be exposed a bit, I can find information about their location. I will definitely go, even if I risk my life, I must annihilate it. But who knows? This universal for madness is actually a person of the future. Alright now, even if Swallowing had the intention to destroy them. I don't even know how to start. Just one thing, Swallowing can rest assured. That is to say, although the all-sex faction is on the list, all those who are on the list are future people. At present, there is no need to be afraid that their strength will greatly increase and disrupt the world. For major families. In 1972. Looking at the handwriting on the gold list. Several elderly people were subconsciously rubbing their eyes. After realizing that I had read correctly, I felt a little more surprised in my heart. I didn't expect that the person ranked fourth on this gold list would be the person of the future. Old Song exclaimed in surprise. Mr. Chen beside him spoke up, if it's a future person, then if we want to win over their ideas, it's considered stillborn. Now, as long as everyone is not a fool, they can understand this situation. Do Mei, one of the four maniacs of the whole sex, is a future person. Don't even think about it. The remaining three are naturally future people. Although several elderly people know that they can't win over the all four crazy individuals on this gold list. But deep down, there isn't much disappointment either. Anyway, the all-sex faction is ultimately a cult. If they have strong players on the list and their strength greatly increases. It is definitely not good for the current society. Even if it were to be pulled together, it would definitely be troublesome. Now that it's okay, those who are on the list are future people, it's like no one is on the list. Everyone doesn't have to worry about this anymore. Island country. It turns out they are people of the future, so it's not surprising that we can't find any news about them. After seeing the prompts given by the golden list, Inoue's mouth was sighing. But in my heart, there was a clear sigh of relief. Not only on the well, but also on the other people behind him. You should know. Just now, these people were still worried that there would be a strong candidate on the gold list in China, and their strength would definitely increase significantly. Maybe it will cause great trouble for them to attack China in the future. Now it's good, a group of future people are on the list. Even if they want to cause trouble, they can't find it. The one on the gold list of Huagua is also considered to have made it for nothing. God bless me to cross the island. Although Inoue was very eager just now to win over the newcomers on the list. But for him, this news at the moment. It's even better than being able to attract these strangers. After all, Inoue is not sure, he will definitely be able to attract foreign people from China. If we can't win them over, it will definitely cause them big trouble. Now that everything is fine, things seem to have not changed much. The strength of both sides has not increased or decreased. Inoue, there's no need to worry about this matter. I believe there will definitely be their big island country among the newcomers on the list. Completeness. What's the situation? It's a waste of joy. The 4 crazy people of all genders are actually future people. I thought I was just joining a fake full ranking. Unexpectedly, the sky's top ranking also includes future powerhouses. With these few strong individuals around, I believe that in a few decades' time, they will also be able to dominate the world. Chapter 9. This strength is really not built. You are listening at novel full.audio. I see. The people of the Quanxing faction are discussing it one after another. At this moment, the overall leader Yang Lan, after understanding the reasons behind the situation. For a while, my mood became a bit complicated. He has concerns and is afraid of the sudden emergence of these strong individuals with all their personalities. Seized his position as the leader and killed himself without hesitation. Anyway, if all 4 of them are in stock right now. When the miracle arrives, their strength will double again. At that time, everyone will not be strong, and their overall strength will greatly increase. There are gains and losses. Zhang Lan, the overall leader, has mixed emotions. At this moment, the golden light in the sky flowed again. The golden text is once again outlined. Intestinal perforation poison. Dome features. Buddha-faced snake heart, gentle on the surface, treacherous and cruel on the heart. Ability. Soothing and reducing inner pain, making people weak and vulnerable, and destroying their minds. They are extremely fragile and easily controlled by others. When combined with the effect of Gao Ning, it will be even stronger. Character technique. Use martial arts to alleviate the inner pain of Hu Jia, who lost control of his mind due to killing his father, calm him down, and allow him to continue to be fully utilized in China. Island country. Does it soften and disintegrate others' willpower? Do Mei's ability is somewhat similar to that of our Yin Yang master. Looking at the personal information exposed on the gold list, senior military officials and Prime Minister Inoue of the island country. I am not very interested in this. After all, they have completely focused their attention on the invasion of China at present. Since Do Mei is a future person, no matter what kind of flower work she creates, it has nothing to do with oneself or others. But a group of different people in the island country became interested in this female stranger named Do Mei. Because her abilities are too peculiar. The foreigners from these island countries have witnessed various ways of harming people. But this is the first time they have seen the means of manipulating people's hearts. And it can actually alleviate the pain of someone killing their own biological father. It seems that Do Mei's ability is really quite formidable. It's just that Do Mei did such a morally corrupt thing. The islanders did not discuss, but only marveled at Do Mei's strength. Because they themselves are also a group of people with human faces and animal hearts. It is not just the outsiders from the island country who are discussing this matter extensively. When the outsiders in other places saw Do Mei's ability, people couldn't help but start discussing it one after another. Lu Jia. Enchanting people and consuming willpower. This ability is really a bit special. Grandpa of the Lu family, looking at the introduction content on the gold list. I couldn't help but mutter to myself. I can't believe that in the future, the Quanxing faction will still be able to absorb such characters. However, it is also a means of manipulating people's minds and killing their minds. It can no longer be described as evil, it is quite evil. I'm afraid an outsider with this ability can only join Quanxing. The most frightening thing for Mr. Lu is that there are 3 other people like Do Mei who have a complete personality. Longhu Mountain. Alcohol is a poison that penetrates the intestines. Although it can temporarily comfort people's hearts, it can wear down their willpower and make them feel depressed. This poisonous Do Mei, which pierces through the intestines, really lives up to its name. Moreover, the person who can do such things is indeed a snake and scorpion heart. Speaking of this, the Heavenly Master cast a glance at his disciple. Thinking of the future world, there would be such an evil person. The old master couldn't help but feel a little worried. The Longhu Mountain Heavenly Master Mansion has a protective golden light spell outside. There is a cultivation method inside. It can be said that as long as these are practiced well, there is no need to fear enemies like Do Mei who manipulate people's minds. I don't know if these 2 disciples can withstand Do Mei's manipulation based on their current strength. Or rather, these 2 disciples of myself. Can we block Do Mei's manipulation in the future? You should know that although Do Mei is a future person, she is not too far from the present. It's hard to say if the old master himself will meet him, as he is already old and advanced. But perhaps these 2 disciples can really have a chance encounter with Do Mei in the future. After all, Dragon and Tiger Mountain and the Quanxing sect are not at odds in terms of good and evil. We will meet every once in a while, maybe in the future. Can these disciples also have the opportunity to compete with the 4 mad ones of all sects? As he thought of this, a familiar young figure suddenly popped up in Old Master's mind. But the thought just surged. He was immediately suppressed by the Heavenly Master. That kid Zhang Lintian, that kid even struggles to get up in bed, if he really meets someone like Do Mei. Don't even think about it, there must be no resistance at all. Tang Men. Surprisingly able to control and secretly disintegrate others' willpower, this ability cannot be underestimated. The 4 mad ones is a 4-person combination. Do these 4 individuals all have different abilities, but can they all manipulate others' minds? Looking at the introduction on the gold list. Yang Lai secretly sighed in his heart. Yang Lai already felt that abilities like Do Mei were not inferior to their Tang Men hidden weapons. I didn't expect that the first one among the 4 maniacs in this world would have such a strange ability. I really don't know what will happen to the last 3. Saini Gate. Playing tricks and confusing people's minds. Indeed, it is a demon and evil path in the world of cholera. Zhou looked down upon Do Mei's strength on the gold list. As he said, if it weren't for the fact that the current all-4 madness has not yet been born, he would definitely knock on his door. Now, after witnessing Do Mei's methods, Zhou hates these people even more deeply. See the true strength of these people. 4 major families. Look. The handwriting on the last line of the gold list. The introduction of Do Mei on the golden list also attracted several elders from the 4 major families. I was secretly surprised in my heart. I didn't expect there to be such aliens in the alien world who manipulate people's hearts and distort human minds. Just as everyone is discussing this matter. Mr. Song, who was standing beside him, noticed it. The character experience of Do Mei, the last line of handwriting. Character technique. Use martial arts to alleviate the inner pain of Hu Jia, who lost control of his mind due to killing his father, calm him down, and allow him to continue to be fully utilized in China. Continue to fully utilize in China. Seeing several other elderly people, I still didn't notice anything worth paying attention to. Mr. Song is directly urgent. Read out the last line of handwriting. And when the other elderly people. When I heard Mr. Song's words and also saw the last row of myself on the gold list. People actually seemed a bit excited. Continue to use it in China. Will China still exist in the future? Chapter 10. Scraper. Xia He. You are listening at novel full.audio. No wonder several elderly people are so excited. You should know that China is now plagued by poverty and weakness. Many northern provinces, and even some southern islands. They have been forced to be handed over to foreigners for management. In addition, with external enemies around, the island country is preparing to invade again. Although several elderly people are doing their best to preserve China from being invaded. However, they do not have strong information about the future of China at present. Ensure that the country of China will not be destroyed in the future. But when several elderly people saw the handwriting on the gold list, they even mentioned the future of China. The elderly were naturally extremely excited. You should know that Do Mei is a future person. According to the meaning on the gold list, the future of China may still exist. Is it true that our country of China has not been destroyed in the end? Song Lao exclaimed in surprise and excitement. Mr. Chen beside him also looked a bit trembling. Nowadays, China is poor and weak, and the future is also deep in darkness. It can be said that the golden list is accompanied by a reminder of the experiences of the characters. I gave a shot of heartwarming medicine directly to several elderly members of the 4 major families. Tell them that the future of China may still exist. Just. At this moment, I saw Song Lao, who was the first to publish the cash list with Chinese handwriting, feeling a bit lost in thought. The information provided by this gold list is just too scarce. Only the word Huaguo was mentioned. I don't know what the future of China will be like. It's still not our current country of China. Mr. Song's concerns are not excessive. After all, according to the current situation in China, the fall of the country's territory is only a matter of time. Perhaps the future of China has also fallen. It only preserved a small area or became a vassal state of other powerful countries. Is the territory being widely divided and the sovereignty of the country being controlled by others? These are all possible. At this moment, Chen Lao spoke up and said, in my opinion, since the golden list has leaked some information about the future of China this time. In the future exposure, there may also be leaks. We just need to wait and see the next reaction on the gold list. Completeness. This Do Mei's ability is indeed very suitable for combining with others. If it weren't for having a gold medal, I wouldn't have known in my life that it can wear down people's willpower. There are still people in the alien world who can have this ability. On the gold list, it is said that Do Mei's strength has reached 4 stars, but it is unclear what kind of strength these 4 stars are. The 4 wild individuals with all 4 personalities, those who can rank high on the gold list, naturally have unparalleled strength. All the members of the sect are also discussing Do Mei's strange ability. But at this moment, Yang Lan's heart was filled with waves. The reason is also due to the issue of Do Mei's strength. Actually, Yang Lan already knew. There is a very strange part of this world, which is an outsider who can manipulate the minds of others. However, these strange people are hidden deep and difficult to find. Moreover, Yang Lan has also moved before. Build a comprehensive group that can primarily manipulate the minds of others. The main function is to be powerful against other righteous sections. I don't know if he has any special connection with these future all-sex 4 crazy individuals on the gold list. And just at this moment, the handwriting on the gold list is circulating again. One of the 4 mad ones of the whole nature. Scraper. Xia He, gender. Female, date of birth. 1982, strength. 4.5 stars, features. Beautiful and stunning appearance, hot and thrilling figure, charming and promiscuous, outstanding physical skills. Men are naturally obsessed with themselves, and they cannot control themselves. Ability. An outsider who can manipulate others' lust, and can make those who are hit by her attacks go berserk and become useless. He never kills people with his own hands, but those who confront him will sink in astringency and eventually become useless. Character technique. Use seductive techniques to seduce the father and son of Hu Lin and Hu Jia in Dongxiang village, and make them fight for her. Lead a group of all-sex demons to hide in Dongxiang village. Lu Jia. Surprisingly, using such methods to deceive people is really a demon. After seeing Xia He's introduction, even the elderly and knowledgeable Mr. Lu. At this moment, I finally can't hold my tension anymore. He didn't expect it. In my lifetime, I will still be able to see such an extraordinary person. Although I haven't seen it with my own eyes, from the introduction of the Golden List. You can also see its horror coming. Longhu Mountain. By manipulating people's hearts through desire, can people use it for themselves? It seems that these 4 crazy individuals are really a trick. After seeing Xia He's methods and her abilities, the old master of Longhu Mountain looked a bit disdainful. Just now, the heavenly master was thinking, since these few people are a combination, so the ability may also be a skill. After seeing Xia He's introduction again, he realized that it was indeed so. These all-sex are really a group of demons who like to play with human nature. At this moment, Zhang Zhiwei spoke up and said, "Master, I found that this Xia He can use his techniques together with Do Mei to achieve the strongest effect." As soon as Zhang Zhiwei spoke, old master raised his eyebrows. "Oh." Zhang Zhiwei spoke up again and explained, although Xia He's ability is a tempting desire, if he encounters someone with a determined mind, he may not be able to control it. And this Do Mei's ability is precisely to disintegrate a person's mind. If these 2 people were together, even someone with a firm mind would not be able to bear it. The old master nodded and secretly said to himself that Zhang Zhiwei was indeed clever. I am also lamenting that although these demons are bad enough, they are definitely not weak. Look at the introduction of the Golden List. The abilities of Do Mei and Xia He were combined. It can indeed maximize the effectiveness of abilities. It has to be said that comprehensiveness is really clever for the combination of these people. Zhang Huai spoke up and said, "The abilities of these 2 people are really strange, and I don't know how strong the 2 people behind them are, even though they have all 4 wild personalities." Zhang Zhiwei spoke up and said, "The first 2 are so powerful, and the people behind them are definitely not bad either." Looking at the introduction on the gold list, Zhang Lintian curled his lips and surprisingly showed a smile. As someone who has experienced all the plot twists and turns, Zhang Lintian is very amusing at this moment and wants to know if the future all 4 madness knows that oneself and others will be on the gold list, exposed in front of a group of strangers during the Republican era. But to put it another way, it is uncertain whether others will be able to see Xia He and others in the future. But now he can be said to be invincible. One day in the future, I will meet these few people.